So we're getting ready to leave this morning. Yesterday we were actually at the visitor center getting a lot of information.
I saw some pamphlets here on tours.
And we decided today we're going to go on a tour. It's supposed to be the grand tour of Salt Lake City, Utah. And I want to know who started this stereotype thing where women are always holding men up. As you can see, I'm outside. Where's Mark? So one of the nice things about this tour is that they actually will pick us up. We are at the KOA in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we're pretty close to downtown, and we're one of their pickup sites, so that's pretty cool. So still waiting for Mark though. As you can see, I decided to sit at our lovely picnic table and wait for him. Still waiting. Oh, I hear something. Maybe. Could it be? False alarm. Oh.
You know, it takes a lot of work to look this good. I'm telling you that.
Here we go. Oh my God, where is he going? Oh, Marco.
I just wanted to make sure everything's turned off.
Oh my gosh.
All right. See you, Myles.
Right, we are at the front of the KOA campground and waiting for our pickup with the bus. Here's the Union Pacific Station. I guess when Walt Disney was here, he liked it so much he actually used it as his model for the Anaheim Disneyland. They have quite a light rail system here too. We took the Ultimate Salt Lake City tour, which lasted for about 4 hours, and it included a 30-minute concert with the Tabernacle organ. The tour took us through beautiful areas with famous architecture and history. We had a really knowledgeable tour guide give us all kinds of background detail.
We're on our tour here in Salt Lake City on this bus, and while Sue is videotaping his church in back of me, it just occurred to me that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. And for years I've looked and saw tour buses of old people get out looking at stuff, snapping away with their cameras and their oddball outfits on, and it occurred to me all of a sudden that I'm a senior citizen now. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm going to be 67, and I'm touring and sitting out, snapping the pictures of all the different places I'm going with the woman I love. So I guess I'm in the right spot that I'm supposed to be at this point in time in my life.
Got a few things while I have the use of my microphone.
Here we're on our way up to the Pioneer Heritage Park with a scenic overlook of the entire valley and downtown Salt Lake City. The location of the park is where Brigham Young and a group of Mormons first saw the Salt Lake Valley, and he declared this is the place. This area then became the Mormon pioneers' new home. At the Pioneer Heritage Park, there are several different monuments, including the Pony Express Monument. We didn't spend too much time with the horse monuments. Mark's a little nervous about them, just from past experience. So what's up, Mark?
Well, if you'll notice, if you shoot through the trees here, you'll actually see the Mormon temple right here, and you can only go in there if you're actually a member of the church. But when they were building that, all of the stone that was rejected in the quality control department that they had would end up on a pile, and they ended up with so much of it, they thought, what the heck, let's build another smaller church. So this church is used for something, which we don't know what it is, other than the fact that it's really cool.
Very cool.
We're going to see an Organ recital.
Recital.
We're going in Temple Square. Nobody can go in the actual church. This is like a big giant exposition hall where it fits 3,500 people now.
So
and they have the organ. And you're smiling because I'm talking too much.
You're talking way too much. I love you. So we're going to an organ recital. This organ actually has like 11,000 pipes, more than that. And we can't do video there, but we'll have photos. This is a 30-minute recital of the Tabernacle organ, which is one of the most famous in the world. The recital is actually given daily by tabernacle organists and guest organists. You're at the state capitol right now, and this is actually the side of it, and it's supposed to look actually like the library in New York City.
And it's the state of Utah state capitol.
State of Utah. Mark's impressed.
I'm supposed to be taking attention of the state capitol we're in, but so since I'm a true RVer, what am I the most impressed with? The Prevost coming in here, taking a turn.
Hey.
It's the back wheels. You'll notice that while he took the turn, the rear tag axle was up.
All right, a little RV information. Didn't think I'd get that here at the state capitol of Utah. So the Capitol has a lot of different artwork in here. Really nice sculpture. This is actually one of my favorite. Oh yeah. It's interesting how art is with civilization. So true. Notice the image of the Queen of England in the marble floor. He's photobombing me again. All right, we're trying to find the perfect spot to catch that.
I think we have to go lower.
Lower?
Yeah.
All right.
We got to add it to our selfie collection. We're going to quit RVing when we have 5,000 selfies.
We're pretty close, I think.
Shh, don't tell people.
But we're not quitting.
That's my exercise program for the day, honey. Now it's time to go eat at our lunch stop.
We're on our way to the Lion House now to have some lunch. The Lion House was once the residence of Brigham Young and his large family. Here in the dining room of the mansion, we enjoyed old Mormon recipes, which they change every day. But their well-known rolls are always available, and they are really good. So here I am getting a photo at the Tabernacle Temple with Mark, except he made some friends, so it's just me. That tour is over, but before we get on the next tour bus, I wanted to deviate a little bit, since we're in the Temple Square area. I want to show you what we did a few days after. Across the street from the Temple and Tabernacle is the Conference Center. This actually is the view from the Conference Center's roof, and that is one of the many impressive things about this center. First, we toured the premier meeting hall that seats over 21,000 in the main auditorium. This is the world's largest, and every seat has an unobstructed view. It was completed in 2000 and replaced the traditional use of the tabernacle for meetings and semi-annual conferences. It has a 7,708 pipe organ. The tabernacle choir's rehearsals are done here, and they're for free, open to the public. We happened to be there on a Thursday during their public rehearsal, and it was amazing. And now our tour guide took us to the rooftop gardens. There are about 3 acres of grass and hundreds of trees planted on the roof.
Okay, so we're on the top of the Morman Convention Center, and this place is so giant that you forget that you're on the roof of a building. And if it wasn't for this guide, we'd probably be lost already just walking around on the top of this building.
The landscaping is meant to echo the mountains and meadows of Utah, and the apartments and homes uphill from the building looking over roof gardens instead of blocking their views. The conference center just blends into the landscape. Mark, what are you doing on another bus?
Trying to avoid taking Myles to Salt Lake for a tour.
Tour number 2 of the day.
Yeah, back to back. That's our MO. Once we get on the bus and we're in the mode of just staring at, we like to do that.
This tour was 2 hours and full of entertaining stories and fascinating facts. Here we got to learn more about the saltiest lake in the Western Hemisphere. It's actually 10 times saltier than the ocean.
So it used to be right out here on the right hand side, a big giant amusement park, roller coaster, hotel.
3 resorts, each called Saltaire, have been operated on the southern shore of the lake since 1893. The first 2 were actually destroyed by fire. The second Saltaire had a huge dance floor and actually became more known as a dance palace. At one point, a bucket of saltwater taffy was being passed around. Not saltwater from this lake, though. This is the 3rd Saltaire, and the lake was a problem. The water rose and flooded the new resort just months after it opened. The water did recede after several years, but with new investors, the water continued to recede, leaving it high and dry. So it currently serves as a concert venue now and then. Unfortunately, the lake stink caused by the decay of insects and other wildlife is another problem here. Mark, what did you do?
Anybody noticed? I wanted to get my money's worth on the tour, so I got an extra piece of taffy.
So our tour bus for the Great Salt Lake tour now actually took us to the Great Salt Lake State Marina.
Right.
And they do have area for like RVs to park too.
Directly in back of us.
So we're actually going to stop here for a little bit and get some views, maybe go down and put our feet in the water.
There's 2 people swimming. They're just coming in right now. Little kid going out right over there, honey.
When we were at the visitor center, I had asked where would be a good place to get in and float in the Great Salt Lake. They recommended not to do that. There's a problem with pollution, along with the fact that there's that natural lake stink, along with a lot of brine shrimps swimming around. So I crossed floating in the Great Salt Lake off my bucket list. Despite these issues, the lake remains one of Utah's largest tourist attractions, and it really is beautiful.